The year is 2019. I'm living alone in a one-bedroom apartment in East Hampton, Massachusetts. I just started an 11-week summer internship before heading back to Penn State for my final year, and I just bought my first ever trading course for $300. This is a message from my younger self. Let's get into the controversial talk right away. Courses and mentorships. Let's start there. The $300 course that I originally bought to start my trading journey back in 2019, I have no regret, and I would recommend my younger self to buy that course. The thing about a course, in my opinion, is it's going to package a lot of things that you can find for free or learn yourself, right? It's going to package it all into one place. It's going to teach you the basics. It's going to teach you what you want to know about something, and it's a pretty nice, pretty easy way to go about doing it. The problem is that there's just no need for a second, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. There's just no need for that. One is enough. From there, you'll have questions, you'll have things you want to expand upon. That's where you'll have higher quality questions that you could search up on Google or YouTube and get a specific answer. Coming into YouTube or Google and going, how do I trade? That's not going to be super helpful. You might eventually get the answers you're looking for, but that's going to be a jumbled mess. Unless you're very organized and you can kind of start putting this together, finding the free courses, putting it together, logging it, tracking it yourself somehow so you have it all organized, cool. But beyond the basics, you can refer to Google and YouTube. When it comes to trading groups and mentorships, this is something that I think we have to have a better approach to how we jump into them. They are meant to be short term. They are not meant to be for the rest of your life. That's the way that I view it now, and that's what I'm telling you is going to be the best way to go about it, because ultimately you will not want to rely upon somebody else to tell you when to get in, when to get out. You get into these groups, they could be expensive. The one that I personally paid for was about $100 a month, and I paid for it probably for about a year. And that $100 a month for 1 year, I learned a lot. But going back, I would have liked to have joined that group back when I did, soaked up as much as I could, maybe for 3 to 6 months, and then gotten out. There was no need to stick in that group longer than 3 to 6 months because I really learned most of what I was going to take away anyway in that period. But there's nothing wrong with learning from somebody who you might look up to, understanding their style, see how they do things, adopting that in your own way, and then moving on your own. Now let's get into the social media side. This is actually very important, even as someone who's posting this video on a social media platform. When it comes to social media, I am convinced that 90% of the people who appear to be these gurus, or whatever you want to call them, in the space, in the trading community, are hiding something substantial. And when I say substantial, I mean something that if you knew, you would not follow them ever again. It could be unprofitability, it could be large losses, it could be how they made their money. Some of the guys that got caught up in the whole penny stock schemes, back in the COVID periods. You would not follow and look up to these people if you knew the things that they were hiding. Just because someone has a lot of followers on social media does not mean that they are someone you could learn a lot or learn how to be profitable from. Social media is run by algorithms, and those algorithms cannot determine a real or a fake P&L. They literally cannot. As someone who makes a few dollars on YouTube, I know firsthand that someone who is pulling tens to hundreds of thousands of views per video, or just in general, let's just say millions of views a month, probably, that person is making more than enough money from YouTube with the simple monetization of YouTube ads, not even talking about courses, affiliates. With the simple monetization of YouTube ads, they're making enough money to where they do not need to trade, to flaunt a lavish lifestyle, and to make it seem as if they have a lot of money and that they are someone you should look up to. I just saw this happen literally last week, where somebody was trying to prove that they are profitable or they have funds, and what they did was not show P&L statements that they were being asked about, and instead they showed their Robinhood portfolio that very closely mirrored the returns of the S&P 500. However, the Robinhood portfolio was $500,000 or $600,000. That rubs me the wrong way because that is someone who has made a lot of money, maybe through trading, not confirmed though, never confirmed it, never backed it up, gets tons and tons of views, gets millions and millions of views on YouTube, could have easily, sells a course, by the way, could easily take the profits from that, dump a large chunk or a piece or whatever into a Robinhood account, and then now when the market's up, say, yep, I use the same strategies that I trade on this account. It's unfortunate that that just so happens to mirror the exact returns of 2023 in the S&P, but most people are kind of dumb. Let's be honest. They're preying upon the dumb. That's just one example, but that happens all over the place on social media. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, doesn't matter where. Moving on, I want you to commit to one strategy at a time. I really want you to commit to one strategy ultimately, but I want you to commit to one strategy at a time. Trading penny stocks, trading large caps, trading options, doing all these different things is not going to be very efficient, and it's not going to be a way where you're going to be able to track, journal, understand your results, and then move forward in terms of how you want to progress and improve your trading results. You can start with paper trading. You can start with some small accounts. It doesn't really matter. I just want you to get the reps. Get the reps in, track, journal, log your trades, and then ultimately you can base what you want to do next off of the results and what you're getting in your own trading data. I use TradeZella. If I had known about TradeZella many years ago, it would have shortened up that learning curve. I'll tell you that right now. But I've been using them for over a year and I love them. I'll leave a link to TradeZella underneath this video in the description box if you want a place where you can track all of your trading data all in one place, even back test, do a ton more where that came from. Circling back to that social media side really quick, no one's opinion fucking matters. None. Zilch. It does not. Here's the problem a lot of people have is they'll go to social media, they'll go to a platform, they will follow someone who they think is successful, and they may be. Like I said, I think 90% are probably hiding something massive that you wouldn't want to follow them if you knew, but it is what it is. They go to these platforms, they follow someone, this person is successful. So now you value their word like it's the fucking Bible, and you will not take trades unless it aligns with their bias or their ideas or something along those lines. That is absolutely irrelevant and a waste of your time. All that matters are your numbers, how you see things, how you react, the trade setups and the ideas that you personally have. Scrolling socials for the bias, for the ideas, for someone's opinion, for validation, for really it's confirmation bias is what it is going to take months, if not years, away from you actually getting to profitability. I have seen it and done it firsthand. When it comes to psychology, spend the time. Spend the time on psychology. What they say about trading psychology is legit. When you look at people like Mark Douglas and the ways people think about trading psychology, it really opens your eyes to how you can apply this to your own trading. And as you start to do that, you'll start to notice things. And all of a sudden you go, wow, well, that actually kind of makes sense. Oh, that kind of worked out for me this past month. Oh, wow, looking at the market this way, that definitely helps. You'll realize that a lot faster once you start listening, understanding, reading about trading psychology, and then using that in your own trading day after day, week after week, month after month. And last but not least, don't rush it. Commit 1, 2, 3 years, maybe more, to, like I sometimes say, digging yourself a hole, climbing in that hole, and not coming out until you've figured it out. The progress can and will come quick once you make it out of that hole. People just don't make it to that point. They dig a hole, they never come out, or they never dig a hole to begin with. If you think of it like an exponential curve, once you come out and have achieved profitability, whether it's prop firms, whether it's your own money, the scalability will come and you'll quickly be at a point, if you're actually profitable for a year, 2 or 3 years, like if you're actually profitable for 3 years, there's absolutely no reason why when you're going into year 4 or year 5 that you're not trading with large enough size to where the dollar amounts are more than you could ever desire in terms of a trading profit when you originally started. I hope it helps. Don't forget to smile. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. Stick with it.